played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. Preferably in a residential area.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Hoppe Hour.
What up? What's happening? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. And live on the show was the first comedian I had from Cigar City Comedy all the way back in September. And now he is back again in March. Live on Hoppe Hour is comedian Matt Fernandez. What's up, dude?
Yeah, that was the best intro I've ever gotten for anything.
Really?
Yeah, that was good. I feel like a professional wrestler.
And I feel like you're not hungover because you admitted to me when we were coming up here that you were hungover the last time you did it.
I was in Orlando the night before doing Doug Benson's podcast, and I slept in a hotel and got drunk. And, you know, when you're on the road, you just want to drink and not sleep.
What's it like partying with Doug Benson?
A lot of weed. Weed everywhere.
You seemed very high when I interviewed you, but I guess it was just the hangover.
No, it was I slept for like 4 hours and I was just completely hungover.
Because it wasn't like I was carrying the conversation, but you just seemed so out of it. I was like, what's wrong with Matt Fernandez? Is he okay?
I had just found out I had cancer, but I'm going to pull through.
Dude, what I like about you, too, is a lot of comedians are either funny online but not funny in person, like the Fat Jew, or there's a lot of comedians that are funny in person but not good with social media. What I like about you is you do it both ways, dude.
Oh, I love doing it both ways, man. I do it both ways whenever I can. I just love doing it both ways. Whatever hole is available, I'll do it. Oh, thanks, man. That's cool.
How do you come up with what you come up with, dude? It's brilliant.
A lot of it is just, this whole election, it's been nothing but one big, giant shit pot full of jokes. I mean, if you can't come up with anything, you should quit comedy. But, yeah, it's just, the news.
I'm scared, man. I don't like where we're going at all.
It's been fun to watch, though. Like, my comedian brain is like, yeah, let's ruin Donald Trump for president. Let's do it.
What is your comedian brain like? Because I hung out with John Jacobs about 2 nights ago, and, man, his brain is insane. I love it. He is so creative. So what's yours like?
He is like a 9-year-old with ADD. I love John. No, I'm nothing like John. I'm the polar opposite of John.
You are very laid back.
Yeah, I am really laid back.
You sort of look like Action Bronson, the rapper.
Thanks, man. I'm a little taller, but yeah, I get that a lot.
You have a very laid back vibe about you, which is why I think you do well in comedy. Is a lot of comedians go up there and they think they have to be hyper.
Yeah.
Now everybody from Cigar City Comedy, everyone's so different that it works. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have David Weingarten, you have Krishna Reddy, you have Matt Fernandez. Yeah. Everybody's so much different, which is what I like about you guys. But what I like about you is you just go up there and just do your thing. You're not trying to overcompensate.
No, I'm not like a character or anything. I'm just kind of myself on stage most of the time.
What do you think of comedians like that are characters?
Oh, I mean, if it's funny, I'm not here to judge. Funny's
but
funny.
I think sometimes they overcompensate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if your writing is good, I think that's what I'd listen to the most. So I mean, if you want to be colorful, that's cool as long as the jokes are quality. It doesn't really matter.
How does a comedian come up with a good joke? Do you smoke weed and lay back? Because I can't come up with anything. All I do is talk into this mic and interview people and rant about the news. I want to be more creative. I'm not saying I want to become a comedian, but how do you think of creative things? Because, dude, I really like your Twitter account.
Yeah, I smoke weed. And no, and then I just kind of, not all the time, but I don't know. I don't really have a good answer for that. It's just, if you
is it
look
just
at
where it
something
just
long
comes
enough
to
and
your
think
mind?
about it. Sometimes I sit there and I'll think about, really think about it for a good 10 minutes. Because usually I think the first thing you think of is going to be dog shit. And then you just have to realize, no, that one's dog shit. And then you search even deeper, try to find the next joke.
Well, what I've been doing is if I have a thought or a thing I want to rant about, I make sure it's not been done on Google because I put up a post saying Jeb Bush is the Cooper Manning of the Manning family. And I'm not going to say the comedian's name, but he's semi-big. He's like a B-list comedian. And
Is he local?
No, but you would know who he is.
Oh, okay.
He goes, "You're taking my joke," basically in capital letters on my post.
I'm going to tell you that I don't even know who Cooper Manning is.
That's the brother of Peyton. Do Do you watch sports?
Oh, okay. Oh shit, the unknown Manning. All right, I didn't even know his name.
Exactly.
I know Peyton and Eli. I didn't even know that guy had a name.
My point was, you have two successful people with the same last name.
The
so you have
Manning.
George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush, who are successful, and then you have Cooper Manning, who's Jeb Bush, who just bombed.
All right.
And I was proud of that. And he's saying I took his comedy. It's like, screw you.
Yeah, I don't think that's such a if you know who Cooper Manning is, which I did not. I think that's funny, but. Like that, I'm sure that's been done more than once.
And I've looked it up on Twitter. It's been done a lot.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
So what is the key to coming up with comedy that's original? Because I feel like if I were to be a comedian, it'd be very hard for me to be original.
I just try to not sound like anyone. Don't listen to anybody else's comedy while you're trying to write, I think. Because you'll end up sounding like that person, or you might take something you heard from that person and put it in. I think you just have to have your own voice.
I'm the same way. I don't listen to radio on the way to doing my show. In the morning, I listen to Howard or Opie and Jimmy or Calta. But before I do a show, I never listen to the show because I don't want to take any of their mannerisms or any of their traits as a person.
What do you think about Opie and Jimmy? Do you like it?
I love it.
Do you? Okay. Would you prefer Opie and Anthony, or do you think Opie and Jimmy is better?
Well, I'm at a midway there, or I'm at a crossroads. Let me just take it out because I'm friends with Eric Nagel, the producer.
Oh, okay.
The thing with Opie and Anthony was it was so electric. They bounced off each other that it was such hyper radio. But what I like about Opie and Jimmy, because I subscribe to both them and Anthony, is Opie and Jimmy really do well with talking to comics. It's not like fake banter where the comics give them their jokes and then they make them say it. It's just like a bunch of people talking at the bar, which is why I try to take that approach with local Tampa comics.
Yeah,
you guys are so easy to talk to. You're paid to talk and make jokes. I hopefully someday will be paid to talk to comedians. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish.
You're doing great so far.
Thank you, man. Dude, Tampa Bay has some legit comedians. Everyone talks about Nashville or Los Angeles or Chicago or New York.
Who talks about Nashville?
Well, I know there's the comedy club there, Zanies. I feel like there would be a good scene in Nashville.
Huh. I've only been there once. Maybe. I don't know. But yes, definitely the other ones. Los Angeles, New York, Chicago.
Dude, some of the best comedians came from New York.
Yeah.
Who are some comedians you like that influenced you?
Oh, there's a long list. I don't even know where to start. I love Mitch Hedberg. I like Patrice O'Neill. I like Anthony Jeselnik. I could go on forever. There's like a lot of good
Mitch
comedy.
Hedberg's a legend.
Yeah. He was the first comic I really heard and was like, oh, you don't have to do it this way. You can do it this other way. And it was really cool to hear that.
How far has your comedy come over the years?
Well, I don't do any of the jokes that I did my first year. I think all of those are in the garbage.
Were they all hacky?
No, they were just not me. They're not who I like. They were all stupid, dirty jokes. I'm not really like a dirty comic, so I threw. I knew that. I just.
What type of comedy do you do for people that haven't seen you? What's your approach?
Offensive, but not dirty.
Yes, because
I like to divide the room if I can.
I've never seen you post the F word. You do it in a clean way while being dirty. You'll talk about people in porn, but you keep it clean.
Oh, thanks for noticing, man. Yes, I don't know. If you don't have to cuss, then you don't really need to. But if you do it, in your set, that way it's that much stronger.
There are some comedians that cuss gracefully. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, of course. I think if you cuss once or twice, it gives the word more power because you don't have to say fuck every 10 minutes, but when you say it once every half an hour, it'll hit. It'll make it
nothing like when you go to an open mic and there's the guy who's like, yeah, I fucked that bitch. And what happened was after I fucked her, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, don't say it,
I don't go to open mics anymore because I don't want to hear that shit. Dude, it's the worst.
Open mics are painful.
They are. They're hard to watch.
But for me, not being in comedy, I love watching it just because I like to scout out the area. I'm trying to figure out which comedians to get on. I went to the one at James Joyce for John Jacobs.
John Jacobs, yeah.
Dude, it kind of had the vibe of like a Tim and Eric skit or something from Adult Swim. There was this guy named Randy. I don't know if you've heard
Randy
of
Holton.
I love that man.
I love Randy Holton. he's the best comic in this city, probably in the country. Dude,
Randy is the man. He goes up there and he's talking about his favorite bells. He's like, there's a school bell, there's a cowbell, there's the doorbell. It was amazing.
Yep, that sounds like a Randy bit.
How does he approach comedy? Like, have you ever talked to that dude before?
Randy? I have no idea. I think he might be clinically insane. I've never talked to him for more than like 5 seconds. He's cool. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's been doing it. Jesus, he's been doing it forever. Ever since he was doing it before I started. And, yeah, he has always done dumb jokes.
Well, what I love, too, is they're so simple-minded and innocent.
Yeah.
There's just such an innocence to his comedy. Like, the dude that was on before and on after, they're talking about blowjobs and sex, and he's talking about his favorite bells.
Oh, he has jokes like that, too. I know he has a joke where he talks about going to jail and putting glass in his butthole so no one rapes him. Shark tooth butthole, I think it's called. But yeah, I haven't talked to him enough privately to know whether or not he's smart or an idiot.
I loved watching John Jacobs interact with him. It was the funniest thing ever.
I love John. Me and him have had some great times together. The first time I broke up with my girlfriend, I went to his house, and we shot fireworks off of his balcony, and he lived right by Bayshore, so essentially we were just firing fireworks into the street, and then we threw them into this courtyard and ran to Beef O'Brady's because we thought the cops were going to come. And
yeah,
it was a
John
crazy
Jacobs
time.
seems very reckless. I mean, he put up a picture of a warrant he has. I was like, did you see that?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's a special guy. He wasn't on Facebook for a long time. I'm glad he's back. It's only a matter of time before he ruins his life.
What I love, too, is he just has the funniest approach to him being on MTV. I love hearing about it. He has the funniest things that happened there.
I've never really talked to him about that.
Oh, he will open up. If you talk to him in the right way, he will tell you everything about MTV.
I think he told me about being on the challenge a little bit, but when we did Couch Talk. But no, I haven't really. To me, he'll always just be John. Like, we started together, and we hosted our first open mics together. Like, we did this. I hosted the first half of an open mic. He hosted the second half. That was like our first paid show.
The Tampa Bay comedy scene seems very tight-knit.
I guess, yeah, probably. The good comics, anyway.
Yeah. How many bad comics are there in Tampa?
There's no number for it. It's infinite. They're forever. They never, ever, ever, ever end.
Dude, I feel bad, man. But, like, a lot of people have been approaching me about coming on the show. So I look up their name online, and I'm like,
that's how I am when I hear their sets.
And I don't want to act like I'm not too, or that I'm too cool for anybody, because I'm not.
You are too cool for them. It's okay, man. You should tell them that.
No, it's just, you're not funny. It's just, how am I supposed to make that work? Like, they're doing BJ jokes that aren't original, and you just feel the pain of watching the YouTube video, and you're like, I appreciate you listening, but
you're the worst.
There was this one comic that approached me. I don't know if you've seen him. He brings a sex doll on there at Side Splitters. Have you seen him?
I've got to get out of this city. No.
He messages me with the worst grammar. He's like, yo, I'm truck driver, but in free time, I do comedy.
He said his name is Truck Driver?
He said, I'm a truck driver.
Oh,
I'm not going to say the name. And he's like, I've done comedy with Cam Bertrand and Jared Water. So I send a text to Jared, and Jared never heard of him. And he had no mutual friends with anybody. And
those are his credits. He worked with Cam Bertrand. Oh, there's another adorable comic.
What do you think of Cam?
I think he's adorable. Didn't you hear me? I think he's the cutest little thing.
I think he's someone to look out for. He's got so much inspiration.
He's trying his hardest.
Were you like that when you were younger?
What, like an urban white kid? No, not really. No, he has his own thing. I think he's funny. I love Cam.
I love how he does it just because his voice is amazing.
His
voice does not go to his face.
I've always said him and Jared Water should trade voices. They have each other's voices. It doesn't make any sense.
He just has that like twang to him, that like southern twang that's amazing.
Yeah. If you want to call it that, amazing. I don't know if I'd choose that word.
It's kind of like Chris Rock.
Yeah, he sounds. That's who he. Yeah, everyone tells him he sounds like Chris Rock. He does.
But his comedy is good. I saw him do improv at the Crumpled Napkin 2 months ago with Law Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And he was funny. They had him talk about mom porn, and he just went off for 2 minutes, and he was decent.
Oh, I was supposed to be on that show, but I was out of town. I was doing shows in Seattle, and
What's that like?
Oh, it was cool, man. It was great. Like I was kind of worried because supposedly people there are so liberal, but they took right to the dirty, fucking offensive, horrible jokes.
What's a city that doesn't take the jokes?
I haven't found one yet.
Really?
I'll let you know. If you're funny, I don't think it matters.
Are most towns cool?
Yeah. I mean, most of the towns I've been to, besides maybe like Mobile, Alabama, but yeah, most places.
Well,
are pretty
that
cool.
does sound like a place that
Yeah.
wanted to embrace their comedy.
Yeah, that was a fun show. But you know,
What was it like in Mobile, Alabama?
It was-
What was the surrounding area outside of the
it was
club like?
just covered. There were cigarette butts all over Alabama. They were just everywhere. I think they're everywhere. But no,
Did it just reek of like menthol
I just-
cigarettes?
There's no Uber. That's the one city I've been to that doesn't have Uber. I was blown away. I got off the train and I was like, I'll Uber to the hotel, and nope, no Uber. And not only that, but the taxi that they had waiting for you when you get off the train was just a dirty old brown truck and a piece of cardboard in the windshield that said taxi.
You're lying.
No, I swear to God, it was so
like a
scary
third
and
world
weird.
country.
It was very much. I was like, am I in Sudan? What is happening? It was so crazy. I never want to go back there.
What's the scariest town you performed in? Like a
Mobile,
ghetto one?
Alabama.
Like what about Baltimore or something like
No,
that?
I've never been. I haven't done Baltimore. Let me think here. I've really done a lot of scary towns. Chicago is scary based on its reputation.
No,
But
no,
it
no,
was
no,
cool.
no, no,
I
no.
was
How
there.
dare you?
It
How
was.
dare
Oh
you?
no, it was great. I love Chicago. I didn't see anything. Well, I loved
I
it.
am so sick of the media making it
Yeah,
out to be
I was-
completely
I was
ghetto.
waiting for, like,
That's
this
one side of
crazy
town.
violence.
It's not like Detroit or
No,
Cleveland
no,
where
not
it's
at
a
all.
dump.
I love Chicago. I love Chicago.
Dude,
was
isn't
a
it
blast.
great?
Yeah, I went.
Deep dish pizza's the best.
Oh, I'm a huge fan. I was. I took classes at Second City. I was there for a week. It was great. I loved the whole.
What is
I
a
loved the
class
city.
like at Second City like?
I took a writing class, so it was kind of just they tell you about different ways to write, and then they give you they'll give you assignments. It was basically like a week of school. I was there for 6 hours a day.
Yeah, I haven't taken a radio class in about 2 years, and it's weird when you sit there and you have people saying things you already know. Did you go through that?
So a little bit, yeah.
It's weird because you want to learn how to do better. Like, I go to these radio conferences, and I learned more at the radio conference than I did at the radio school because they're like, you got to talk into the mic, and you're like, I want to learn, but I'm not learning anything right now, you know?
Yeah, no, I think, experience is the best way to learn anything. If you do it
And
enough,
if you have
you'll be good at it.
Talent. You
Yeah,
can go to
yeah,
school all you want, but if you have no talent and you
Yeah.
have the worst voice
Yeah.
or you're not funny, you're screwed.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Second City was great. The first maybe 2 hours was kind of just like because I had already been studying script writing because I was working. Me and JB Ball and Law and John Jacobs, we actually shot a pilot a couple of years ago that nothing ever happened with it. But I learned
you guys
all
send
about
it
script
out?
writing. Yeah, we got funded. We had mics and cameras and everything, but nothing ever came out of it.
How does that work when you want to make a show? Like, who do you send it out to? Like, were you guys close?
Yeah. One of Jamie Kennedy's guys gave us the money to buy stuff, and we sent him the idea. And
What was the idea?
pretty much it. It was it's kind of like a sitcom. It was 4 guys who all have addictions, but one of them one of them gets arrested, and he has a sex addiction. He has to go to meetings.
Was that
So
the thing
everyone
I
goes
saw
with him.
online where JB Ball was in a car and somebody approached him? I saw a video.
It might have been. It was. I don't think it's online anymore, but I don't know which video.
Were you disappointed when it didn't go through?
No, I mean it was a great experience. The 4 of us hung out in a room together for 3 or 4 hours writing, and then we got to hang out all day shooting, and it was fun to hang out with those guys. I love those guys.
What's the most successful thing that you've ever done?
Nothing. I don't know. I'm still waiting to find out. I'm stand up. I mean, can I say that?
Yeah. Do you ever feel jaded at all, or no?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for that. I hate comedy because I haven't made it yet, but it hasn't hit me.
Do you ever feel like you're not grateful enough, or do you just want to keep on grinding? Because I try to figure out that too. I know I'm younger, so it doesn't really matter, but like we want success so much because we're so creative that at times it's like you're tired of waiting and you want it right now, you know?
Yeah, but I like the build up, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting more now than I ever have, and that's got to lead to something. You just keep getting more and more until eventually you made it.
Would you say you're working the crowd better, which makes the comedy better? Like, what's gotten better over the years?
The writing. That's my favorite thing about doing this.
Now, when you write, are you in a room by yourself? Are you watching TV? What do you do?
There are writing groups all the time, and I never want to go because I hate the idea of someone else having their finger in my stew. I want to cook it and make sure it's my thing.
Yeah.
But I love writing. It's my favorite thing in the world. Even more than performing, I love to write.
See, I couldn't sit down. I've really been trying to work on coming up with ideas, but I got such an ADHD mind that I always want to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like we're the opposite. I feel like I'm really hyper and I need to do something, and I feel like you're more laid back and you chill.
I need to not do anything. I love not doing anything. It's my favorite.
Dude, I work so hard that I feel like I got to begin not burning out. Like I was talking to Sean Daly outside from HSN, who I just had, and he was basically saying, dude, you got to start doing something on the side. But because you want to make it, you work hard at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You definitely have to make time to make money.
Yeah.
But then you also want to, do what you love.
What is the key, though, to finding a social life while working hard? Because I feel like at times I need to just keep working and I don't have time for a social life. It's a weird balance.
Yeah. I try to make time for everyone in my life. It's tough. I'll agree with that. But, this is the job. I want to do this. I have to do this.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever found yourself burning out? Have you ever found a time where you had to just give up for a week or two and relax, or are you doing it at a good pace?
I try to stay busy, but, I also am working on a couple other things that I like to take free time on, and then I like to do, I like to travel just for fun, not necessarily to do shows.
Where do you travel to?
I'm going to San Francisco in a couple weeks.
That's cool.
Going to Nebraska the week after that.
How come?
Comedy festival. They're doing it's called Crom Comedy Fest. It's pretty cool. They just got Bobcat Goldthwait to close out one of the shows. So I'm pretty stoked about that. That's going to be fun.
Dude, he's funny. He's one of the underrated comics out there.
He's all-time good, yeah.
Like, when you think of all-time great comics, Bobcat doesn't come to mind all the time, and he should.
He'd be like top 50.
Yeah, dude, he's funny.
He's great, yeah.
I love Jim Norton. I know people might think I'm saying that because I had him on the show, but, like, he's a very smart mind. Like, I've read articles he's written.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love Jim. He's
got, like, a brilliant mind.
People don't really... To be funny, you have to be somewhat smart. You have to think your way around some things.
Yeah, he seems like a guy who always is thinking of new things. Like, he's very smart and on the spot.
I love that he's smart, but he's also, like, totally disgusting.
Oh, I know. I love how I read this article by Jim Norton about why getting hookers should be legal, and it was the most inspiring thing I've ever read.
Where was that?
It was in Time Magazine.
Oh,
it was one of the, I'll send you the link. It was one of the most inspiring things, and you're thinking, this is about paying for sex. But he made it where you go, oh my God, it's true. Like, to me, that's a creative mind. When you take something that has no morals usually, like getting a hooker, and you make it funny, and you make it where you're rooting for them, that's when you go, that guy's a genius. You know what I mean? A normal comedian could be like, yeah, I picked up a hooker and I fucked her. But Jim Norton talked about it with class.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you know what I mean? Comedians are like that all the time.
Oh, your comedian voice sounds like a murderer. Fucking fucked her. She's dead now. Okay. What were we talking about?
I have the Ted Cruz attitude.
Oh, you're excited. I like it.
Ted Cruz is such a weirdo, dude. It's ridiculous.
Oh, God. His face makes my stomach cringe. It's like, I hate him more than Trump because his creepy lizard face. Oh, gross spider fingers.
He ate a booger on TV.
He sure
I
did.
can't look at him
He sure
the
did,
same.
Ryan. He ate that booger.
I saw that live. I was like, what just happened?
Oh, it was on his mouth for a good little while. Just hanging out, waving at the crowd.
I love how Trump basically just made fun of Rubio out of the election.
Poor Marco.
Did you see his exit interview when he's like talking about Florida doesn't even like me? He goes, "It was fun while it was there."
Oh, little Marco.
He looked so sad.
I wanted to like him because he seems level-headed and he seems young.
But he's too much of a bigot.
He's like he has way too he only showed up for work 2/3 of the time.
Really?
He was out of office more than any other active
I never
senator.
knew that.
Yeah.
He didn't seem very motivated. He seemed lost. Like there's that clip of him drinking water when his throat gets all dry. He just seemed very awkward and not ready.
Yeah. He doesn't have as I think that's why Obama was in there for 8 years. That man, I could listen to that. I could listen to him talk. I want him to narrate things.
Obama's great,
dude. I think he's personable. I want to have a beer with Barack Obama.
That's the same thing. I would love to just talk to Obama for a night.
Yeah.
Like, I've already met Opie, so I've met the person that influenced me. Obama's the next person in life I want to meet. Like, Obama just seems like quite the dude to hang out with.
Oh,
Maybe he's not the best president. I think he's pretty good, but he's up for debate. But he just seems like a really genuine dude.
Yeah. He tried to do some things, and maybe they didn't work, but he also did some things that did. He tried. I mean, George Bush didn't do shit.
George Bush was a moron.
He just, buried us in a war and crashed the housing market and then gave everything to Obama. And they were like, oh, okay, here you go.
What I love, too, is he was on Ellen's show about 6 months ago. And
Bush?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was dancing with Ellen, and everyone's cheering for him. Oh. And I'm like, this mother effer ruined the country.
He can't hurt us anymore. Yay. Oh, what has he been up to? What does he do with his days?
I don't know. He looked so happy. He's like, hey, what up, Ellen? I was like, you're a piece of dirt, man.
Oh, man. How old is he?
His 70s.
He's up there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, too, to see them getting up in age. Like, Clinton's not young anymore,
No, not at all.
Bill.
George's dad is still alive.
I know.
That man.
Nancy Reagan just died recently, too.
Yeah.
I didn't even know she was alive. I thought she was dead.
If you had shown me a picture of 5 women and said, point to Nancy Reagan, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't know who she is.
I don't know what she's done, because I think Ronald's been dead for like 11 years. I don't know what she's done the past decade before she died.
I can tell you that I'll never forget Michelle Obama, ever.
She's a MILF.
She is a beautiful, elegant onyx angel.
She's sort of like the African-American version of Jackie Kennedy.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
And,
except for much more sexually attractive.
And what I love, too, is everyone ripped on her. Oh, she's all about making healthy food. Oh, and about planting gardens. Oh,
yeah, well,
yeah, she's a girl. That's how they should be.
Vegetables are awesome. Maybe you'll take some healthy shits if you have some kale. Okay?
Have you been eating healthy lately?
I try. I had a salad
I've been
today.
trying, man. I'm just so lazy. I don't have a lot of time during the day, and I don't have time for meal prep. So I find myself eating out. I'm like, God damn it.
I'll go through the week and be like, I'll just have salad and chicken all week, and then I'll get to the weekend and I'll get drunk, and I'll be like, fucking steak, give it to me. And I'll just blow everything. I'll just ruin all my hard work and start over the next week.
Isn't it sad when you
where
ruin all the hard work?
I just stay there in my whole
life.
life.
Booze does it too.
Yeah?
Booze just ruins everything.
Booze is bad for you, and it makes you eat more shit that's bad for you.
Exactly, because then at like 3 a.m, you want to get Checkers, and then you feel good about yourself, but then the next morning you have a food over.
Amazing.
Oh my God, I love their shakes too.
Oh really? I haven't had their shakes.
Dude, I used to get drunk every weekend in Cleveland when I lived there last year, because I lived in Cleveland, essentially, and I would always get Rally's, which is the Checkers down there. It's the same company.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, it's the best drunk food ever. It's like an orgasm in your mouth.
See, I'll get drunk food, but like when I'm drunk, I also like to bust out like something really good.
Like what?
Like like a pulled pork sandwich, something really intense that no one should eat at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like I'll get waffle fries and barbecue or something, and it'll be terrible.
I love going to Chili's too.
Yeah,
and just getting there.
I like to get drunk at Chili's because it's 2 for $1s, and no one can stop you.
That place is fun. Applebee's. I went there with Cam and Jared Waters back in December. It was quite the conversation.
Did Cam drink?
No.
Yeah. Oh,
wait. He actually did drink. Jared's the one that didn't drink. Jared was drinking lemonade, which I admired. Jared seems like the very elegant version of Cigar City comedy.
Jared's our dad.
Which
Which is weird because he's the youngest.
He is the youngest, right?
I don't know. It's be out of him and Cam.
he's very wise. Like, I didn't know what I was going to get from him when I met him, but that dude knows.
I feel like Jared's been in the rap game for 10 years when you talk to him. Like, he's another guy. Like, I could listen to Jared talk.
Yeah, Jared's very unique. Like, he should do his own podcast. I love that he's a kindergarten teacher, too.
Yeah.
I bet he's the coolest kindergarten teacher ever.
He has a very smooth. He sounds like Mos Def. Like I bet he's great.
That
with kids.
or like Nas or something. One of those rappers.
Nas.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with Nas.
Fuck Jay-Z.
Oh, poor Jay.
Where do you want to see yourself in 5 years?
Not dead.
I'm the same way.
No, I don't know. Successful would be nice.
What's your version of success?
Being able to live comfortably off comedy.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I just want to make it in radio. I want to be that name that people think of when they think about supporting comedians.
Cool. Thanks,
you know what
man.
I mean?
Yeah.
Because comedians, I feel like sometimes get a bad rap because people go, oh, you want to be a comedian. But a lot of them are funny. And even if you're not a household name, if you're funny, you make for good radio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think if you have someone that's interesting and funny, your show's going to be interesting and funny.
Like when I had Law Smith on, it was 2 hours.
Damn.
Law
Smith
can
is
talk. A smart dude.
Law's a salesman.
He is a genius.
Yeah, he's a businessman. He could run like a TED Talk.
John Jacobs was the same way too, but it was the anti-TED Talk.
Yeah,
it was just the frat boy talk.
He was like if you threw a 5-year-old on stage.
It's like if you gave a 5-year-old a TED Talk. Well, dude, keep up the good work, man. I love your laid-back vibe. I just love how you just approach things. You're very fun to look at on
you're pretty
media
too, man.
when it comes to your posts. It's just every day I see you and JV Ball because you guys post a lot, and I want to like every post, but I don't want to come off like a weirdo. But, dude, the things that you come up with are very intelligent. I look up to it.
Oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Well, dude, keep up the good work.
Yeah.
This has been Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.